change the actual division, and you don't have access to actual division some reason. Okay, you cannot change this division now, so you created your own function called smart division. You created your own function called smart division, which implicitly get called. Okay, so implicitly get called, and you can imagine when you inject these things, lot of things are happening. Lot of things are happening when you inject it. What is happening? They implicitly call the smart division, pass the reference of the function, which is division, and then store that in a variable, and using that variable it will call the calculate. It will call the calculate function implicitly and pass the values whatever you have passed it. So everything happened implicitly just because of injection of the code. Okay, so you're saying that you have injected this code to division, meaning whenever user will call the division, user will not call the smart division, he don't know about it. This decorator, he don't know about it, so he will call the division. But whenever he call the division, first of all smart division gets called. This logic will not execute, guys. This logic will not get execute. Yeah, first call smart division, or after calling c is equal to a divided by b. Satyam, sorry. Obviously first it calls that smart division. That's what I understood with your question. Okay, so it calls the smart division first, that's true. Okay, and then internally it also calls the nested function calculate, and then it passed a comma b, so a comma b will be passed. So it checks b value is equal to 0. Yes, b value is equal to 0. Then it will print oops cannot divide by 0, and then come out. And then come out because else part will not be executed. Simply it returns a calculate, which is the address of the inner function, and comes out. That is what happened. Otherwise, if a and b is not equal to 0, then else it will call the same function division only. That's what, because function will contain the reference of the division on. Division gets called and pass the two parameter. So division gets called and return the value, and this value will be written finally, and that's what the done. So I'm just added this logic, that's all. Other thing I'm keeping same because I'm calling the same function otherwise. So remember, whenever you call the division, smart division gets called every time. Smart division gets called every time. So why use function a comma b for return? I'm confused with this. Okay, because actually otherwise if b is not 0, I'm executing the same logic, Satyam. This else part, I'm calling the function again because I have to call the function, right? What is this function? Function is containing the reference of the division now. So actually in this line, I'm calling division function to be executed as it is. That's what my intention. If b is 0, then only you print this. Otherwise, you call the function as it is. You execute the function as it is. So that's why the function is getting executed as it is. Satyam, you got it? Function is a variable, then how it accepts parameter? Function is not a variable. Function is a reference to the division. You remember, Vamshi, that we learn how to pass a function as an argument? Yes, very good, Kudal. It's argument, but it's a address to the division function. It's a reference to the division function. Yeah, thank you, Vamshi, for your question. Thank you, Satyam, for your question. Satyam, did you understood? I hope it's important questions, guys. Please see questions because that's what I told you. Shikawa, you had questions last time. No, Anjali, you cannot inject two or more functions. That's not possible, right? The syntax will not allow you to inject two or more functions. And it will also not make sense because which function will call then? Which function address will be passed? Okay, so you cannot inject two or more functions. Shikawat, are you here? Even Ubul, you had a couple of questions yesterday. Yes, that's true. How do we know function is a reference like some other program I have to refer? How can I? That's what it's the one what you injected here that gets called. At this line, what is happening here is at this line, what exactly happening in decorator is okay. Let me write down here. Okay, what exactly happening there is whenever you are saying at smart division, at smart division, then what is happening at this line is it is calling that smart division, it's calling the smart division and passing the reference of division, passing the reference of division. Okay, and whatever it returns, it will store it in x, and x will be called with this parameter called a comma b. This is what happening, okay, at this particular line. At this particular line, that is what happening, guys. So it's calling the smart division and passing the address. So this will be stored in fun. Okay, this will be stored in fun now function, and that x contains the address of the inner function. The inner function I'm calling with a comma b, so inner function gets called with a comma b. So that is what happening. Shikawat, did you understood now? Yeah, Vamshi says when we inject smart division, that means function is reference of division. Yes, that's what Vamshi and Shikawat both had the same question, and that is what everybody is getting doubt of what is this function is all about. Yeah, that's why calling function. That's why calling function, because it's happening implicitly. That's why you're getting doubt in that. What is this function is actually? Function is actually pointing to division only. So when I call fun of a comma b, you're actually calling division function. Shikawat, once again I will explain. You see what happening when you inject. That's what you have to understand. So when you inject, what happens now? That it calls the smart division and pass the address reference of division. So function will be pointing to division now. So function is same like division here. If we're getting confused, I will rename it. I think that will be better. I will make it as div and I will call div. I hope that will be better. Okay. Now I hope it's making sense now. Instead of fun, I'll make it div now. So you can see div is pointing to division only. Okay, so div will be pointing to division, and then it gets called calculate, and a comma b, if b 0, that is what you are printing. Otherwise you are calling the same function division only. Otherwise you are saying if it is not 0, you call the division. There's no problem with if b is not 0. If b is not 0, then there is no problem here. Okay, thank you, Bull. Shikawat, will you please confirm any questions? Aditi, I hope you got it. Any questions from Kudal's side? I think we had a lot of questions yesterday. I thought I will be having good. Yeah, yeah. I will see that. Thank you, Kudal. So I will see your program now. What went wrong? That non-local is not required there. Remove that non-local. Okay. So something you wrote non-local is not required, and b is equal to 0. You're printing else function of a comma b and return. It's perfectly okay. What error you are getting, Shikawat? Oh, 1 minute. The return statement is the indentation problem actually. Please give the proper indentation for return statement. Return statement you give with proper indentation. It should be same as DEF function. Please check with that return statement. Okay, Shikawat. That's why it's not giving you the result. And that non-local you remove because we are not using any variable here, so we will not be using that non-local. It's not like nested every time we have to use that keyword as non-local. That is not the case. Okay, fine. So I hope there is no questions. Okay, so let me go for the next topic here. Yes, Aditi. I have, if we print happy independence in division, then how to get C? I have to be printed happy independence in division, then how to get C? Sorry, Aditi, like that's what we are doing. We are printing. This is sentence I wrote to show you that after this, whether it is getting executed or not. Some sentence I shown you so that it gets printed, because suppose it has been written okay, and then we are returning C here. Is that your question? This sentence is optional, guys. Now if you understood everything, we can remove this sentence. Just to show you, I have written it. Okay, I can now divide and then can return the value. That's perfectly okay. Or directly also you can return A divided by B. No need to write these big sentences and all. Simply you can return A divided by B. That's perfectly okay. Okay, thank you, Aditi. So you can make it simple. I just wrote it to show you that I wrote in three lines because I wanted to show you what if we get wrong at that first line, whether the second line and third line gets executed or not. That was my intention. Okay. No, that return C is again wrong. Return, okay, return statement was not properly indented. Yeah, no, yes, Aditya, I can understand, but it was important session actually. Yesterday we have discussed a lot of important topic. Shikawat, I will put your code on the things and I will do changes. Please do changes accordingly. Okay, I'll put your code here now. Couple of problems here. First of all, division will be here. Okay, see very carefully, and then you will have division. Okay, here, and you will have this b is equal to 0, perfectly aligned to calculate, and printing this. Okay, this one here, print oops infinite and print else. Okay, return. Then you will be returning here. Then this return call was the problem with you. Please make sure this return call should be here perfectly aligned to this def. So make sure you write like this. Okay, return. And then you wrote this at smart division. Okay, at smart division. And then div division. Okay, I will write the division as it is. I wrote now. So just change it to same way as it is now. Okay, don't write anything else. So division. Now what I will do is I will comment out this part so that I can show you it's working for your program. Okay, so smart division and smart division, that's perfectly okay. The division is there. Everything seems good. Okay, let's run your code now. Okay, so I will call division. First, let us check with 0. Okay, it's perfectly working. Now I'll call division and pass 5 comma 2. It's printing me 2.5. Yeah, I returned directly Shikawat now. That's what the thing I change it. Now I'm returning directly A divided by B. I'm not storing it. Now you see it's perfectly working. I'll send you this code. Please check the things. Okay, directly copy paste so that indentation was the problem. Okay, in your case. So I'll send this code to you. You can just see. Okay, yeah, thank you. So let's go here and let's get back to our next topic, the next important topic we will discuss. The next topic I will be discussing here. What is the use of return call statement? Yeah, that's what Kudal. We learned that how we return a function, because outer function is responsible for returning an inner function reference. Otherwise, you cannot call inner function. Yeah, that's what this return statement is important. We learn that's what the topic we started with actually yesterday. That was a topic we started with. I think we didn't wrote here, but that was a topic that function returning, how we return a function, right? Yeah, thank you, Kutal. Now let's move ahead of a little bit into functional programming, and let us discuss a couple of important topics for today. The next topic I'll be discussing here is we discuss all this way, right? So let's talk about the next topic here. I'll leave some space because we discussed few things yesterday. I will add it. The next topic I will be discussing about is called lambda function. Okay, let us see what is lambda function. One of the very important topic called lambda function from functional programming. Yeah, a kind of thing. So let us talk about exactly what is this lambda function in Python. So basically, lambda function is a way to create small anonymous functions. Okay, the definition says that lambda functions are a way to create small anonymous function. What is meant by anonymous function? Anonymous functions are the functions which is having no name. Okay, sometime you have to create the small functions which is having no name actually, which is having no name. So that is generally called it as small anonymous function. Okay, so first let us see that what is the use of this anonymous function actually. What is the use of this anonymous function or this lambda function? What is the use of it? Okay, so I told you that anonymous function is a function which is having no name. So you are going to define a function. Till now you learned that every function had some name. Till now you learned that every function had some name. Like a function called greet, which is the name of the function is greet here. The name of the function called add. The name of the function is Fibonacci, average, function, reverse, area, counter, virus, smart division, division. Many functions we created. All the functions I have given some name. All the functions I have given some name. So anonymous functions are the functions without name now. We will not be having any name to that function. Will not be having any name to the function are called anonymous function. So can you tell me what is the use of that function which is having no name at all? Because generally we call the function with name, right? So a lot of questions will come in your mind now. Okay, what is anonymous function? Again, today's topic is little uh, complex to understand. If you understand, it will be easy, guys. Every topic once you understand will be easy. Only the understanding part will be little complex. So to solve, the only way to solve that problem is having more questions. Okay, and you're obviously you're very attentive, so I don't have to say. Only thing is put questions on that. So with your questions I can understand, we can just see that everybody understood and everybody follow what we mean actually. So any guess like what is the use of this anonymous function? uh, it can take many arguments. Every function can take any number of arguments, Aditi. It can take any number of arguments. Ubul, would you like to add like what is the use of anonymous? Like mathematical use in the sense, Satyam, will you please elaborate? Put your point, guys. I'm not saying that you should know about it, but it is one of the very important concept these days. But evaluate one expression and return the values. No, my question is not about the thing. Yeah, my question was like, what is the use of this anonymous function? Like, why to create a function with no name? That is my intention actually. Then I will show you the uses of anonymous function. So like we can use it directly. Very good, Shikawat. That can be the point, guys. That must be the point that you can use it directly. What is meant by directly here? I will talk it. Yeah, reducing the code is not the thing. Even we can reduce the code with inside the function. It's not the intention to make a anonymous function. But one way I can say you that you will you can use them directly. You can use them directly. Okay, not like that, Shikawat. I will show you what is the syntax of the lambda function, then we will discuss about it. I'll show you what is the syntax of lambda function now. The syntax of lambda function look like this. The syntax of lambda function looks something like this now. For example, I'll write the syntax. I'll write the syntax. The syntax says that you will have a keyword called lambda. You will have a keyword called lambda to tell that it's a lambda function. Okay, and it takes number of arguments here. Okay, it takes number of arguments here. Let's say argument 1, okay, argument 2, n number of arguments, same like the previous one. Argument n. Square brackets is just to explain you, followed by colon, okay, followed by colon, and you will have expression here now. You will have expression. So this bracket, whatever, okay, you can have expression here. This is the syntax of the lambda function. So lambda followed by the argument, okay, and colon and the expression, okay, colon the expression. What I mean to say that if you want, I'll remove the square brackets actually. Okay, so let it be this square brackets here telling that arguments are optional. The expression is required. The expression is required. This is a syntax of your lambda function actually. This is a syntax of the lambda function. I'll write one example to print some message now. I'll write an example here. So I'll say example. I'll write a lambda function. Lambda print. Okay, print. I'll say hello. I'll print hello world now using lambda function. This is my program to write my lambda function. Please everyone write this and try to execute the program and see that whether hello world is getting printed. Then answer my question, what is the use of this lambda function? Come on, this is how, what is this lambda function I told you? It's a small anonymous function actually. As you can see that there is no name to the function. There is no name to the function. Okay, so lambda is a keyword, sorry, it's missing. Lambda is a keyword followed by the colon. As you see, there is no arguments actually. Not less quote. Yeah, that I do agree. That's true, Nagaraja. That I don't have to use def keyword, defining the function, and then writing the code with indentation. All will be reduced. Okay, I do agree with Ubul. I do agree with Nagaraja that it is having less code. That's what. Basically, lambda functions are generally only single line statements to execute, then use lambda functions. It's a single liner code actually. No, you can pass any argument. You can pass any argument. You mean to say it can be any statement actually, Rajshekhar. This is just a first example. We'll talk about more examples today. Don't worry. Okay. So today is the like conclusion for functional programming. Conclusion for functional programming. We can directly print hello world with lambda. Like Shikawat, is it getting printed for you? Did you execute this code? Is it working? Okay, I'll just get back. Okay, so yeah, it's lighter than name function. Prashanti, I do agree. Thank you. Okay, come on, guys. Looking at this syntax and looking at the example, it's working fine. Okay. Yeah, you're just concluding with the statements. Okay, fine. So by looking at the definition, by looking at the syntax, by looking at the example, my question remains same. My question remains same. Yeah, one very good, Udit. Very good. It is for temporary use only. That's what this anonymous function is actually meant for. It is the main purpose is temporary purpose. Okay. Okay. I will tell you the use of lambda function. I will tell you the use of lambda function actually. I would like to take an example to make you understand the use of lambda function. I would like to take an example here to make you understand the use of Lambda function. You go to restaurants, right? You visit restaurants, and there will be a guy called waiter. There will be a guy called waiter. Okay. For example, the actually the service, what waiter will give you is it serves you food. To just serve the food, do you need to know the name of the waiter? Do you need to know the name of the waiter? No, right? You will not be knowing the name of the waiter because to serve it's optional. Okay, very good, Venkat. Or else I'll take one more example. Conductor. Okay, that okay. He will introduce himself. So instead of waiter example, I think better suit for conductor example. Okay, I'll take one more example called conductor. So you'll go travel in some conductor, or you take TD or whatever. Okay, there's a conductor here now. You have to buy a ticket. Okay, you have to buy a ticket. So do you need to know the name of the conductor here? Will you go to buy a ticket? Will you ask his name? Can you imagine you go and ask his name? How will he reply? What is his response if you ask his name? Udit, what will be his response if you go now in this case, will it introduce himself, Udit? Like for example, if you go and wanted to buy a ticket, yeah, that's what Udit. So now, do you think that will he introduce himself now? Like the waiter may be okay, he may introduce himself because like to know him better so that you can call him with name or something, he may introduce himself. That's why I just wanted to like take another example now. Conductor, will conductor introduce himself or will you go? Obviously, as Udit says, at least he will give a look like, okay, why you want to know my name? That's what the look he will give you when you ask his name. He may not reply, he may not give you, tell your name, tell his name actually. Okay, let us see that what is the use of this conductor now. The use of the conductor is, suppose you go there and you wanted to buy a ticket. You go there and you want to buy a ticket. So just simply go there and buy a ticket. So why you no need to know the name of the conductor? Can I tell you? Means can I ask you like why you should know? No need to know the name of the conductor to buy a ticket. Why you will not be knowing the name of the conductor to buy a ticket? Yeah, Venkat, that's true. We are saying conductor because it does not solve our purpose. There is no need. Oh, fine. Why there is no need actually? That's what the main thing hidden in the lambda function, guys. Process is important. Without knowing name, also we can get the work done. That's what Aditi means. That's what Udit means. Even Vamshi says that process is important. Without their name, also we can complete our work. That's what Kudal also think. Okay, fine. Actually, guys, the reason why we don't need to know the name of the conductor is, okay, do you agree that it's only used for that purpose? That means you're going to use his service for that instance only. Yeah, that's what Santosh. Our journey is limited in the sense, there is a very less chances that you're going to travel in the same bus or same thing. Yeah, a kind of temporary. Okay, a kind of temporary. That's what Udit was talking about. Like it was temporary kind of thing. So that's why you will not ask his name because you're not going to meet him again, right? So that's why you don't need his name because you're not going to meet him frequently. But suppose you went to some place, like for example, you went to some college or some institute, then obviously you meet some person there. You will be asking name because you may be wanted to friend with him. So if you once you wanted to be friend with him, you meet him daily, then obviously you will call him with his name. But for conductor and all, for conductor, waiter, and other people, you don't need to know the name because you're not going to meet them frequently. So the name does not matter there. So it's a temporary purpose. So need to call him only once. Okay, that's what the thing. And these are lambda functions are throwaway function. That is, they are just needed when they are being created. So lambda functions are used for that particular purpose only. So that's why no name is required. No name is required because it is used for instance purpose, only for that purpose. They are called throwaway function. That is, they are just needed when they are created. So I'm not going to call them, I'm not going to use them frequently, because actual definition of function is reusability, but lambda function has a different perception. It says that I am only used for, as a throwaway, only for instance purpose I will use it. Then you use my lambda function. So every function we will not use as a lambda function. Whenever you wanted to write your function, okay, just a throwaway function, then you can make use of lambda function. Now let us write this function and try to discuss some example about lambda function, and then we'll go and talk about in detail. Okay. Now so I will just write this thing called lambda. There is no argument, so it is empty, and print this hello. Print this hello world. If I execute this program, do you think hello world will be printed now? If I execute this program, do you think hello world will be printed? Obviously no, right? Obviously no, because it's a function, and we learned that function has to be invoked. Unless and until the function gets invoked, nothing gets printed. So the next question is, you understood the lambda function. You understood the lambda function. The next question is how to call this or how to invoke this function. Yeah, that's what Ubul. That's what my question, how to call this lambda function. Because I told you it will, because it has no name actually. If there is a name I can call it, actually there is no name to the function. Then how we can call it? Okay, the syntax is little different, so I need to show you. The way you call the function is something like this. You put this into parenthesis, and at the same time, at the time of defining the function, you will call the function. That's what I told you, the use of the lambda function. These are throwaway function. That is, they are just needed where they have been created. So we will use only for that particular purpose only. Okay, we will use on that particular purpose only. So this is the purpose of the function. So I was telling you the use of the lambda function actually. Okay, purpose or the use of lambda function here is use of lambda function. Okay, first usage is, okay, first usage I talked about. I told you that lambda function, okay, lambda function, yeah, one time use. That's very good. That's what we mean to say, that is used for only one time. These are throwaway function. Throwaway function. What is mean by throwaway function? Throwaway function means needed where they have been created. Needed where they have been created. So we will use them where we created. It's called throwaway function, meaning it will be used only one time usage. One time purpose only we will use it. Need to call the code only once. Need to call the code only once. This is another purpose. Need to call the function. Need to call the function only once. This is the second purpose, that need to call the function only one time. So as Udit says, that's true, only one time use, we cannot reuse it later. Definitely Udit, we cannot reuse it later, only use for that instance purpose. Then you go for the lambda function. Now I run the code. Now previously when I run, I did not got any error, any output. Now this time I will get hello world. This time I will get hello world. Ubul, you got your answer how to call the lambda function now? How to call the lambda function? Okay, let me show you the real use case of lambda function. Let me show you the real use case of lambda function. The real use case of the lambda function is generally, lambda function is generally used as a parameter to other function. Lambda function are mainly used in combination with higher order functions. In combination with higher order function. So this is the main use of the lambda function, guys. You will see mainly the lambda function will be used in this case. 1 minute, guys. There's small disturbance. I'll close the window. Okay, so the main use of the lambda function is generally used in combination with higher order function. Have you heard about this term called higher order function? Have you heard about this term called higher order function? Yes, right. Can you give me an example of higher order function? Can you give me an example of higher order function? Whatever we learned before. Very good. Sorted is a higher order function. Did you remember one exercise? This is one way. Okay, I will not call it. It's perfectly okay. Now let me talk about this sorted function. Did you remember that we had a list something like this? List is equal to where I told you a tuple of string, okay, and a number, tuple of string and a number. I'll give another tuple, let's say ABC, okay, and then 78, and then I will have one more string like PQR, okay, with some number like 23. Okay, that was the list of numbers we had it, right? We learned that basically sorted method function will sort based on the first parameter. Sorted function will sort based on the first argument, which is based on the string it will get sorted. So if I simply print sorted, if I call this function called sorted, which is higher order function, and if I simply pass this list, then we know that the output will be something like ABC will come first, then obviously it should be, let it be small h, okay, so hello will come next and PQR will come later. So that way it gets printed based on order ABC, hello and PQR. But 78 is coming first, 45 and 23. We learned that if you wanted to sort based on the second parameter, it's a very important questions in interviews, that how to sort based on the second parameter. Then what you can do is it takes one argument called key. Did you remember? It takes one argument called key, and here it will take the function name. Here it will take the function name. Okay, so here I suppose I'm creating function 2 because I think we have created a couple of functions before with the same name. So I will say function, I'll say function which takes the parameter called x, and it will return the second parameter. It will return the second argument, which is x of 1, meaning I'm saying that based on second parameter you sort them. This is what we did, if you remember. We created a function and we passed the function reference. That's what I mean by higher order function, because they take the function as a reference. Now I'll run the code. You will see that it will be sorted. Oh, function 2 is not defined. It should be function 2, sorry. Okay, I'll go and run once again. Okay, now you see here that it's sorting based on second parameter now. It's sorting based on second parameter. Is that clear for everyone? Is this logic clear? Okay, thank you, Udit. This program is clear for everyone, right? We learned before. I'm just rewriting it again so that you can understand. Now here, can I use lambda function here? Can I use lambda function here? That's what Shikawat. With this example, I would like to explain you the use of lambda function. You need to listen very carefully use of lambda function. Okay, that's what I told you. I hope the first two uses are very clear. They are throwaway function needed when they have been created only. I will ask you one question. Is it function 2 is going to be used further by other people? My question is this function 2 will be used by other people? No, it's just one time use, right? It's only used by my sorted now, because the logic what I have written is only suitable for this. So then question to all of you, like, why to define this function now? Because it's not going to use for multiple time. It's not going to use for the multiple time. Yes, K. Key parameter will take the reference to the function name. That's true. Key parameter will take the reference to the function actually. Okay, so my question was like, are we going to use this function anymore? It's something like a conductor now. I'm just using for that particular purpose only to sort based on the second parameter. It will never be used by other functions at all. So instead of defining this function, can I define my lambda function? Yes, you can define the lambda function directly here. You can define lambda function. That's what I told you. Lambda functions mainly used in a combination with higher order functions. So you can write lambda function directly here. How to write the lambda function? You will use a keyword called lambda, which takes one parameter called x, and it will return x of 1. That's all. This will work exactly same. This will work exactly same, guys. When I run this code now, you will see you will get the same result. Understood, everyone? I hope with this example, you got the use of lambda function actually. Okay. So can you ask questions, Shikawat, so that I can see where you got struck? X is not a reference. X is a variable. X is a variable actually. It contains for each tuple. The key will take care, guys. When you pass this, it will take each tuple now. So take the tuple. Tuple contains x of 0 and x of 1 and sort based on the second parameter. Yes, this is the use of lambda function is to pass as a reference, because what I am doing previously, you see this example. Previously, I was doing like this function 2 and I'm calling the function. This is what my previous thing. Okay, but now my question is why to define this function? Because I'm only using for one time, right? Shikawat and others as well. I'm using only for one time. So why to define this function if I'm using for one time? Because that's what the lambda function I told you, it is for one time usage. So can we not write the lambda here instead of this function too? Directly after key, can I not write the lambda? That's what I did. That's what I did. What I did here, okay. Okay, that's what I did. I wrote lambda here now. I wrote lambda, one parameter called x, and it's returning x of 1. Okay, x of 1. That's all. I don't need to define any function now, because function is having no name. No, name is not required. For this function, name is not required because I'm giving the function itself to key, so it will execute the same function. X is a parameter. X is a parameter. Don't worry, I will take you some more examples to make you understand. Okay, let's go here. We learn, forget about this. You have seen the use of the lambda function. That's all. So what you learn is lambda function can be used inside the higher order function. Don't worry about much about that. Now I'll show you the other lambda functions. You'll get clarity. Did you understood this lambda function? Hello world lambda function is clear for everyone? Okay, thank you, Bull. Yeah, thank you, Nitin. Thank you, Narendra. Please confirm everyone, because again, yeah, it's not required actually. There is other ways also to call the lambda function. I will show you. But to call the lambda function, that parenthesis is required. Okay, parenthesis is required. Now I'll show you other lambda functions. So for example, I will show you a general function. Let's say def, D-O-U-B-L-E. I'll show you a general function. You place, we have a lot of examples to do with higher order functions, Rajshekhar. So I'm going to show you some more higher order functions today. I'm going to show you some more higher order functions, don't worry. Okay, I'll just go here. I'll write the function. You please tell me that how I can convert this to lambda function. Suppose it takes one parameter and it return okay x multiplied by 2. This is my function. Can you write equivalent lambda function, guys? Suppose I have a double function which is returning the double value, and I wanted to use only one time, so I want to convert this function into lambda function. Very good, Satya. Very good. So the function name is the keyword is lambda. It is taking one argument called x, and it's returning x multiplied by 2. Got it, Shikawat? I hope that was your question. What is this x? Now x is, you see that that's an argument. That's an argument. Okay, and one thing you notice that I did not wrote return keyword as well. Did you notice? Because lambda functions will have implicit return value, guys. Lambda function is not required parenthesis, no return. So they wanted to make, how will it know double or int data type? Yeah, you know that in Python it's dynamically type Udit. So all the functions we did not define any data type because we know that it's a dynamically typed, so it can be passed anything. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's simple and straightforward, and the main purpose is to use for the instance purpose. That's why this is little typical to understand. The usage is very important here, and obviously how to write the lambda function for it. Now you see, I can but how to call? You can call the double, but how to call this function, guys? How to call the function? I can call the double function and check the answer. I can call the double function and I can check the answer. Double, I will pass 3, it make it double. It's returning me double. But how to call this lambda function now? Suppose I don't have a double function. I want to call lambda function. Very good, Mahipal. Very good. Either you can pass at the same line, you can call it, guys. At the same line, you can call it. Very good. But this time you have to pass argument Udit. This time you have to pass the argument. The parenthesis will not be empty. Okay, you can pass the value directly here. Got the point? So you wanted to make it double of that value, then it will work. And you can see that first is printing hello world. Okay, it's not printing this value 5. So let me not call this hello world. Okay, let me run this code now. Let's see whether it's printing. Some error here. Okay, with the lambda, fine. But it's not printing because I'm not printing it. I need to print the value. It's just returning, no doubt. It's just returning 5, but I'm not printing it. So that's why the problem is it's not getting printed actually. Okay, I need to print that value actually. Then it will be work. So if I write my print statement here, then it will be useful. Okay, but it's returning. That's true. No, not print of lambda. That's wrong. This is one way. I will show you a couple of ways now. Couple of ways to use it. It's working, but there is one more way, guys. Instead of doing all that stuff, you can just stick to this. No need for this argument as well. Oh, I don't need any argument here. Also, I will remove. Okay, this is the function. Imagine what you can do is you can also give a reference to this function, because you know that lambda function, after creating it, will return you reference. You can create a reference to this function. Reference is equal to lambda or whatever. Okay, some reference you can give it, and using that reference also you can call that function. Using that reference also you can call the function. Reference of 4, then it will work and give you the result. Because we have input, yeah, that's what. Satyam, that's what. It will take argument because we are taking one argument here. X is my argument, that's why we are passing that argument. Got it, Satyam? Okay, thank you. So any other question, guys, regarding lambda function? Any questions regarding lambda function? Yeah, this is easy. That's true. That's true. Okay, I just shown you before because I have not introduced this reference before, because first of all you have to learn how to call that lambda function at the same way. Yeah, it takes only one argument now. Can take multiple argument as well. Let me show you the next function now. Let me show you the next function. Suppose I define max function. Suppose I define max1 or max function, where I am taking two parameters now. Max function, which is taking two parameters a and b, and simply I'm writing a logic. If x is greater than y, return x, else return y, or sorry, I need to change it to x and y now because I'm using x and y. So x comma y, return x or return y. This is my max function. I can write it. I'll run the code. I'll just call the max function and pass two values now. 2 comma 3 I'll be passing, so it's working. 3 is the maximum. 3 is the maximum. Now, can I write this in one line now? Not exactly, Ubul. It's only a single statement kind of thing. So multiple statements can be possible only if it is written in one line. You cannot write in two lines, Ubul. That's what the thing. The simple one-liner code I told you. Lambda function or anonymous function are the simple one-liner code. Can you write in single line, guys, now? Can you make a lambda function now? Let's say max1 is equal to, I want to create a function called lambda, which is taking two parameter x comma y, and it will return x if x is greater than y, else y. I hope you know this statement, right? The same program I wrote in one line now. Yeah, very good, Satyam, very good, Vamshi. So it takes x comma y colon. It's taking two parameters now, Satyam. If x is written, no, you don't use return keyword, Satyam, because return keyword is implicit. Simply say x, it will return x if x is greater than y and else y. This is syntax. So you need to correct your syntax. Other way, all others like Ubul correct, Vamshi, Aditi, everybody is correct. So now I'll remove my max function. I will simply call max1. You will see that it will work perfectly fine. So I will call max1 now. Same like you are calling a function 2 comma 3 and it says 3 is maximum. 3 is maximum. Perfectly working. It's single liner code now. I hope you all got it now. What is the use of lambda function and how to define the lambda function? So it needs little practice, guys, to define lambda function because it's single liner code. But let us see some more examples to get it more clarity about lambda function. But remember, this is one of the very important concept for competitive programming and all. Very important concept. Okay, so let's go for the next topic now. Let us talk some of the higher order functions now. Let's go here and talk some of the higher order functions. Okay, I think we need more space here. Yeah, we have some space here, so let us talk about it. I would like to talk about another topic here, call it as higher order functions. Okay, let me introduce some higher order functions here. Or what I'll do is just 1 minute. I'll just get ready with some more space. Okay, so now let us talk about the next topic. Okay, the next topic here called as higher order functions. Let us discuss some important higher order functions from functional programming. These all concepts belongs to functional programming, guys. Okay, so let us conclude functional programming. So tomorrow onwards, we will be starting object-oriented programming. Tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting object-oriented programming. Okay, so let us discuss about what is higher order function. Okay, let us discuss about what is higher order function. Now the you wrote smart division and division is the same line. Shikawat, okay, I'll let you know at the end of the session. First, let us discuss about the higher order function for 15 minutes. So as you can see that all the way last 15 minutes are very crucial. Okay, because some complex things we will be discussing. So we need everybody's attention. I hope you got the lambda function, but you'll get more clarity about the lambda function now. Let us talk about what is this higher order function. Like most of the cases, software engineers spend a lot of time on list, building list, analyzing list, processing list. So a lot of time will be spent on analyzing, filtering, and combining the items in the list, and all. You deal with a lot with the list actually. Python actually gives you to streamline the task, and they give you some higher order function. Let us talk about the first higher order function here. Let us talk about the first higher order function. The first higher order function I'll be talking about is map. Map. Okay. Map actually takes two parameters. Map actually takes two parameters. So one of the common thing we do with the list and other sequences is applying an operation to each item on the collection and collect the result. So the map function applies a given function, whatever you write the function here. You'll write the function and you write the sequence. So what map function will do is it will apply each element on this function and generate a map object out of it. Like if I can explain you diagrammatically, this is map function looks like. This is map function actually looks like. Okay, so I can say this is my map function. Okay, and what it will do is it will take the data here now. It will give the data here, a sequence of data. Okay, we'll give a sequence of data now. Let's say a1, a2, so on up to an, and we'll be giving a function as well. We'll be given a function as well. Let's say function. Okay, function as well. Then what is this map will do is it will give you an output. It will give you an output where the function will be applied to each data, where the function will be applied to each data now. So function of a comma function of a2 comma function of a3. So if to each data the function will be applied now. Understood? Higher order function are the function which takes a function as a parameter. Escape. Higher order functions in Python are the function which takes a function as a parameter. Now you see what you will do, you will give the sequence, you will give the function. The map will give you the function applied to each object. That is what the mathematical definition for the higher order function. Okay, let me show you one example now. Let me show you one example here, how exactly we use this map function. For example, I'll tell you that I have some radius now. I have some radius value, radii. I have some radius value like 2 comma 5 comma 1.3, okay, comma minus 4.3, something 4.2, something, some radius values are there, huge number of radius values. I took just 4 radius value. Imagine you read this radius value from a file. It contains around 100 or 1000 radius value, or it can be temperature as well. It can be temperature as well. Okay, so you wanted to convert each and every value to, I wanted to calculate the area of each and every value. Can you tell me how you will calculate the area for each value? How you will calculate the area for each value here? Taking a loop, very good. Using a for loop, you will do it, right? You will take one by one element and you will calculate the area, and you will append in the list also, because I wanted to print at the end list of area. Do you agree? Do you agree? What if I can tell you, instead of writing 4 or 5 lines of code, you can write in 1 line? Will it not be good? That's what our intention actually. Okay, let me show you first general approach. Let me show you first general approach. What is a general approach? I'll take some area is equal to an empty list. Empty list. I'll take a for loop. I'll take a for loop. I'll say for every I value, sorry, for every I value in radius, for every I value in radius, you go inside, and calculate the area. A is equal to 3.14 multiply by r power 2, r power 2, r power 2. A is equal to 3.14 multiply with r power 2. Okay, and then here what you will do is you will append it. You will say area dot append, that a, area dot append a. Perfect. Oh, sorry, I have to use I. So where I have to use I now? Here, I multiply by, or let it be r looking good, so I will change here r. That will be good, right? So for r in radius, you do this. Then I'll come out and print this area. I'll come out and print this area. So this code I have written just to calculate the area. So I'll run the code now, and you can see that the area will be printed for each and every value. So 12.56, 78.5, 5.303, 55 point something. That's perfectly working now. Understood all? So I wrote this program to calculate the area. That's what I told you. This is what every person will do. Take one by one value and perform this logic. Sometimes the logic can be very big. So applying multiple times will not be a good problem. So what you do, instead of this, you will define a function and do it. But if I tell you, you can do this in one line, that will be great, right? If I can do in one line, I can say print directly. What you do is take a map function, and write the lambda function here. Take a map function and write the lambda function. What is a lambda function? Take radius and return the area 3.14 multiply with r power 2. That's my lambda function. That's my lambda function. And what is you have to pass? The radius. So it automatically takes and returns you the lambda. Don't you think it's easy now? It will automatically takes you each and every value. You don't have to use for loop now. It automatically takes one by one value in R and calculate it and automatically do it. But lambda returns you the map returns you the map object. If you want to convert, you can convert into list. You can convert into list actually. Now let's run the code. I'll get the same result. You see, exactly same. That's what I told you. Lambda function is generally mainly used with combination with higher order function. That's what I told you mainly. So the main usage of lambda function you will see in this type of functions, higher order functions like map, filter, reduce. These are the higher order functions available. Mainly use of lambda function you will see a lot here. Because map, I told you it takes function. It takes function. So obviously it is used for instance purpose. So use lambda function. No doubt you can also use separate function. Like for example, I will define a separate function called area, which takes radius and return 3.14 multiply with r power 2. I can write it and I can give that function name here called area. I can give the function name called area. That is also works. This also works fine. This also works fine because it needs the name of the function. But why to define this function? I can make a lambda function because it's only using for that purpose. So that's why instead of defining the function separately, you will use the lambda function. Still it works, guys. This will also work, no problem. You see, it's still giving you the same result. Yes. Okay, you mean the first approach, right? Yeah, that's what. Lambda will only work in only once. So this area function I'm defining only for this purpose only, to calculate the area for my purpose. So that's why I will not define separate function. I will use lambda function. Got the point, everyone? Okay, thank you, Bull, for confirming that instead of this is much better. That's what people says, that instead of defining the function separately, I will not use this. I will define lambda function directly. Okay, that is much better. But still we need a function which has to be used several times in a program. Then you go for normal functions, Aditi. That's what I told you. Lambda functions are used only for one time. But if you have to use for many times, then go for regular functions. Regular function is not removed. Yeah, I'll show you one more interesting example. Okay, I hope you got it, Aditi. Lambda function has a different purpose. Especially, that's why I told you here, it's perfectly suit now. It's perfectly suitable. Okay, I'll show you one more interesting function. Suppose you have a temperature value, T is equal to, you have some list of temperatures, list of temperature. So for example, you have Bangalore as a city, and it has temperature. Generally in Bangalore, you will have 21.5 degrees Celsius. It's very less these days. Okay, and suppose must be better for performance also. Yes, true, Adit. Must be better for performance as well. So that's why we'll use. So I will give one more city like Hyderabad, okay, HYD, and I will say, I think, I don't know exact temperature, but let it be 34.4 degrees Celsius. Okay, that is a temperature for Hyderabad. And we have, suppose some other city, let's say XYZ, okay, or I'll use DL for Delhi, and Delhi generally may have more. So let's make it as 39.8 degrees Celsius. Fine. I may have a list of other things as well. Yeah, Chennai as well. So I can have list of a big list. Imagine I'm just writing 3-4 lines because I have to keep typing. So I'm just make it simple. But you may have list of a big temperature, or sometime you will read this from some outside file, guys, where you have such kind of data. Now you wanted to convert this Celsius into Fahrenheit. Now you wanted to write. Can you try, guys? I know it's little complex, but can you try that? I wanted to generate a list now, similar list, but only difference is the temperatures will be converted into Fahrenheit now. All the temperature, maybe there are hundreds of temperatures available for 100 of cities. So you need to convert that into Fahrenheit. That is what your job. Can you try for it? It should be in one line, guys. That should be in one line again. Yeah. Try for it, then I will solve it. It should be in one line. Directly you write inside the print function. There is no inbuilt function for conversion. You have to write your own lambda function for it, Shikavat. Because it takes two parameters. The first parameter you have to keep as it is. So you cannot again use inbuilt function, even though it's if it is available, but generally it's not available. So you have to use your own function here now. Define your own lambda function for it. So the data is very small here, but generally map and all will work for large data, guys, for huge data, where you have 100 values, 1000 values, 10,000 values. No, not make separate list of each. I will show you now. You have to convert into list first of all. So I will write list here. I'll write list. No, it's not that easy, guys. So we need to keep little bit tricky because the first parameter I wanted to take it. If it contains one parameter now, it will be easy. But as it containing two parameters now, our lambda functions will be little complex. Lambda x, which is taking first tuple actually. In that first tuple, because it returns get me first tuple out of it. In that first tuple, it contains two things. It contains two things. First parameter, I will keep it as it is. X of 0 is the city name. I will keep it as it is. Second parameter, I will write the logic. What is the logic? 9 by 5, 9 by 5 multiply with, okay, I will write this 9 by 5 multiply with, okay, x of 1, x of 1 plus 32, x of 1 plus 32. Please try to understand this example. Okay, I'll close the bracket here now. Then I will give the temperature value. This is the logic, guys. I'm saying each x will contain a tuple now. This is x of 0, x of 1. I'm saying x of 0 you keep it as it is. Return me a tuple where x of 0 you keep it as it is. Second parameter you convert into Fahrenheit. So this value will get converted in Fahrenheit, and then the end of list function, the end of print function. Now let's run this code now. I don't want to print this, so I will not write print here. Let's not write print. Now run the code. You will see that all the temperatures will get printed in Fahrenheit. Sorry, yeah. 70.7, 95.72, 103.64. X of 0 is necessary because I have to keep the first parameter as it is. The city names, I want to keep it as it is. Got it? Try to work on this kind of examples, guys. Things will become complex from now, so you have to solve some complex problems. You see in our assignment, last questions are based on this topic only. Try to solve this. Yes, when there is a tuple, we have to work like this. It's not array of 0. Tuple contains two things. X of 0 is the first element. X of 1 is the second element. So on x of 1, I am calculating the Fahrenheit value. X of 0 will be same. Yeah, that's what, Abhishek. Good. If your code was correct, instead of accept this, then it will be okay, perfectly okay. Yeah, index basically. And I will add more values, suppose. I will add more cities now. I will add more cities here. Let's say comma, and I'll add more cities. Let's say Chennai. Okay. Or I will use simple words here. Let's mention some cities where you have high temperatures. For example, I will declare as 40.5, maybe Goa. Okay. And you will have Mumbai. For example, here also we'll have 38.4. Okay. We'll finally give you one more called some city. Let's say Punjab. And there you have some temperature, let's say 29 point something. Oh, thank you. Goa, we have taken some wrong value. Okay, now perfectly fine. Let's run the code now. Let's run the code, and it's printing me Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, Goa, Mumbai, and Punjab. All the way it's printing me the temperatures in Fahrenheit. Temperature is in Fahrenheit. But now I wanted to show you one more thing called filter. There is one more higher order function called as filter. So exactly similar to this map, we also have something called filter. Filter also takes two parameters, but the only thing is it will be filtering your data. It will use of filtering your data actually. Okay, so now you can see here, filter also takes two parameters. Filter also takes two parameters. The first parameter is a function. The second parameter is a sequence. Filter also takes two parameters. The first parameter is a function. Second parameter is a sequence here. Okay, so what it will do, it will filter based on the requirement. Now what I can do is I can use this in filter, because whatever I got from map, I can use this in filter actually. I can use that in filter. So I can write little bit of logic. So instead of printing this value, okay, I will store it in some variable, let's say temperature in Fahrenheit. I got temperature in Fahrenheit now. Then I can filter and print it. I can filter and print it. So filter also returns a filter object. You can convert into list actually. So list of, I can use filter this time. Filter. What filter will do is it will take the first parameter Okay, and it will, the first parameter is a function again. Okay, and I will filter based on the thing, like I can write my lambda function for filtering. I can say lambda temperature, and return true, because filter will return true or false. Return true if temperature is greater than 100, greater than 100 or greater than or equal to 100, you return true, otherwise return false. So try to understand, guys, try to understand this. Filter return true if it is true, comma, I will give that temperature in Fahrenheit, close the bracket for lambda, close the bracket for filter, close the bracket for this thing. Now I'll run the code. Now it will only print you the data which is more than 100. It's in tuple and integer is not supported. Oh, that is the thing. It should be t of 1 now. Okay, it should be t of 1 because I'm just returning this thing, so it should be t of 1. So now let's run, because this contain two things actually, and you see we are getting only three states which are more than 100: Delhi, Goa and Mumbai. This is called filtering. This is called filtering. Yeah, thank you, Satyam. So that one having more than 100 won't get, it will be printed, Aditi. I'm saying return true if there are more than 100 only. So it will print when the temperature is more than 100. Got the point? See this example, guys. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Aditi. So good questions, right? So this kind of problems can be kind of real-time problems. You will get this kind of problems a lot in real time. Especially this kind of problem you will get in data analysis, extracting the data and checking out the data. A kind of a small data analysis we did today. And you can see that that's the beauty of Python. You can imagine this kind of things in other languages. Write the same code in C and Java, then you will understand the importance of Python then. You're writing in single line, guys. Big things you're doing in single line actually. In just 3 lines of code, I got the data, I just converted to Fahrenheit and I analyzed the data. And I only printed the data which is more than that data. So the data can be around 10 lines, 1,000 lines, 10,000 lines, millions of lines of code. Still, I can do this filtering. Still, I can do this. Yeah. Aditi says that C will take days to do this program. Well, that's true. How to pass string to find DL? You can just pass the string as it is, as you pass the other way. Actually, guys, to be frank, we have discussed a lot, but let me just quickly give an overview of what we have discussed so that we can conclude now. So, functional programming. So, in functional programming, today we have started discussing a function. Okay, I told you lambda function is small anonymous functions. Okay, the syntax of the lambda function is lambda followed by the arguments here, like argument 1, argument 2, argument n, and the expression. Okay, and I told you that lambda functions are used for throwaway function, that is need where they have been defined. Need to call the function only once, then we'll go for lambda function. Mainly used in combination with higher order functions. Mainly used combination with higher order function. Example like map function we talked about, which takes the function and the sequence. So its mapping time is constant for large set of data also. Yes, it will take care of that, Krishna. It will be not constant, we can say, but it takes less time compared to your regular for loop. That is very much true. Okay, so map function comma sequence. Map will take a1, a2, an and the function, and it will apply that function to each and every value. Function of a1, function of a2, function of a3, so on up to function of an. So that way it will apply the function to each data and give you. So that's what we are doing in our program. We took this temperature in city and the temperature value, and I've converted into Fahrenheit now. That is what my intention, to convert the value into Fahrenheit. Okay, so I will take the second value and I will convert into Fahrenheit. I'll keep the first value as it is. Now, once we got the list, I wanted to see that I wanted to print only the values which are greater than or equal to 100. So I wrote a logic, but this time I use filter. Filter is generally used for filtering the list. So I will use filter. I wrote the lambda function. I wrote that return t if t of 1 is greater than 100. Yeah, kind of thing, Udit. That's true. You can check. You can also take the parameter and you can ask which city you want. Based on that, you can return that as well. But I think this example will not suit for it because you will only get one element from that list. But in other way, you have like we did one program where we are finding uh, the movie starting with D or something. You can use that way. You can use filter in that case. You have a list of movies and you wanted to return all the movies starting with D. Or solve our last example from assignment 2. Okay, set 2. You will be that problem will be quite interesting and you can use that with map function. Okay, so this is all for higher order function, guys. Okay, so we completed functional programming concepts. uh, what do you require, but still you have to explore more, and there is one more function called reduce. So please do some homework, try to understand what is reduce will do. Okay, and you will understand a little more in about functional programming. So tomorrow we will start object oriented programming. So we'll start new paradigm tomorrow called object oriented programming. So you learn functional programming and you learn procedural oriented programming, right? No, there are many, but there are basically three people generally need to know. Lambda is not a functional higher order function, Aditi. Map and filter. Map, filter, and reduce. These are the three generally we use, but there are other higher order functions as well. But generally use is map, filter, and reduce. So I taught you two of them. I told you to just go through with reduce one. If you have any doubt, ask me tomorrow. Okay, that will be a good way so that you can explore a little bit about functional programming. Yeah, I will just show you the blackboard for filter. It's same, I just shown you the syntax of the filter. It is same like map. It takes function and the sequence as a parameter. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll take a leave now. Okay, I hope you understood these concepts. I can understand they are little complex. That's why I told you like you have to review all these things once again. Okay, thank you Udit, thank you Aditi, thank you Nitin, have a great day. Yeah, thank you Aditi, have a great day. Thank you Prashanti, thank you Satyam, thank you Bull. Yeah, thank you, have a great day, have a good day. Shikawat, like it's working for me. I have sent you the code. Please copy paste the same code, Shikawat. I'll send you the code once again. The one you have sent me, I will send you the code directly. Please copy paste that same code. Don't call division. Okay, okay. Maybe some problem with this injection, Shikawat. See this line carefully. See this line carefully. Are you injecting it properly? The name and everything is clear. Copy paste now. As it is, you copy paste. Please confirm once it get executed. Please copy paste, no? Please copy paste. Okay, well, do one thing. Share your screen, Shikawat. Share your screen. I can just see where you went wrong. I hope you have a option for sharing, or I will. No, there's no problem for interpreter. I need to check with. So Shikawat, I will allow you to Can you share screen, Shikawat? Do you have an option? There was an option previously to share the screen. Yeah. Okay, but not that generally will happen, Satyam. We cannot say that it will have some problem with screen, I mean, interpreter or something. Shikawat, now can you share your screen? Okay, previously we used to have it, but now I don't think. Uh, no, I cannot see your screen now. No, no, it will not be like that. I can allow, actually, there is an option to allow. Last time we did with Ubul, right? So, but the option has been removed, I think. The Zoom has been changed little bit, okay? Yeah, definitely, definitely, Shikawat. You please share in group. I will help you out there. Okay. So thank you all. We'll take a leave now. We'll see you.